Hello, everyone. My name is Julie McVey, and this is Unordinary Made Ordinary, where we talk about extraordinary experiences of everyday people. And I thought I would come on and share one of my sort of extraordinary experiences. Um, as you probably know, I personally go out of body every once in a while. And I share these experiences when I have kind of a more interesting one to share. Usually my out of body experiences are boring, sort of. I just kind of go out of body and walk around my room and then go back to body. It's uneventful. But this one, I happened to have a nice little experience that I thought I would share with you. And of course, the majority of my channel is interviewing people who have had all kinds of experiences, near-death experiences, shared death experiences. They might have mediumship abilities, psychic abilities, paranormal happenings that they have experienced, all kinds of stuff. And of course, astral projection, which is my favorite thing these days. So I will share with you this particular experience. And if you do want to learn how to go out of body, anybody can do it. I really believe that now. It does take a little bit of work, more work for others sometimes, for some than others, but you can do it. And I will link a like a basic how to go out of body informational video for you. I'll link it to this one if you want. Okay, so this was just this morning, and my practice is I tend to just sleep, have a regular night's sleep almost, and then I might set my alarm an hour or two before I normally get up, and then an hour or two before I normally would wake up and start my day. But so I will set my alarm, I'll get up, maybe brush my teeth, drink some water. I wake up for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then go back to bed with the intention of having an out-of-body experience. This is called the wake back to bed method. However, I kind of changed it up a bit where the wake back to bed method, you usually just go back to bed with the intention of having an astral projection and you just fall back to sleep. I like to meditate a little bit before I go back to sleep. So I will sit in a meditation where my body's kind of sleepy anyway. My consciousness is a little bit sleepy as well, but I try to kind of keep it awake right at that edge before falling asleep. And so I did do that this morning, and I did fall into like a light sleep. And then before you know it, or before I knew it, I felt I feel all kinds of different sensations. I feel like I have felt almost every sensation in the book when it comes to out-of-body experiences, the precursors to out-of-body experiences. This morning, I felt this nice sinking sensation. So my body is really just almost, it's asleep. My consciousness is almost falling asleep, and I felt that sinking sensation, and then I felt slight vibrations throughout my body. And then the lovely floating sensations. So it's almost like I feel my body floating, like kind of lifting and floating. And so usually it's my limbs. So it was my arms. I started feeling my arms floating. And I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And I roll out of body in this case. Sometimes I'll just get up out of body, like I would normally get out of bed in the physical. And in this case, I decided I'm just going to roll out. Maybe I was a little lazy. And I fell onto the floor, my non-physical body or astral body, whatever you would like to label it, fell onto the floor. And I'm just kind of lying there on the floor, and I opened my non-physical eyes gently. They just kind of opened. And I'm looking around at my room. And as usual, my room is not an exact, or the non-physical room is not an exact copy of my physical room. And I noticed that, I mean, it's not, and also as far as the lighting, for me, it's not like it's bright and well lit. Usually in these instances, it's kind of dimly lit in a sense. Sometimes I can't even see. Sometimes my eyes don't even open. My non-physical eyes don't open. But in this case, my non-physical eyes open, is dimly lit, and I see these old-fashioned curtains above me. I'm like, well, that's not my room. So interesting. I'm just kind of taking note, just relaxing there out of my body. And then, so I thought, okay, let's go. And I get up and I start walking, and I started to lose my vision. So I start clapping my hands together, to get clarity. And begin saying verbally, clarity, vision, awareness, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to fly up. So I flew up, and I asked for the highest realm, highest realm, highest realm. And I'm clapping, and I my vision comes back. I'm flying. So I'm flying, and I can feel the sensation of the flying with the wind in my hair and all of that you feel, that sensation of movement and flying. And my vision comes into play, and I'm flying over islands in the sky. These islands, though, are not on land. They're in the sky. And I noticed that the islands were, close together. But I can see the sky through the cracks between the islands. So that was very wild. It was beautiful. It was just a beautiful day and blue sky. And I assumed there was some kind of sun or light source, but I did not see a sun or see a light source, but it was just all well lit. And the island, the colors, the green and the browns and the yellows and all the colors with it's what you would think you would see on Earth, but they were very vivid, very vibrant. So it's like my vision, it often has better ability in the astral. So it's a very nice visual experience and sensation too, because I can feel the sensations on my skin and whatnot. So I'm looking around, and I really do not recognize most of the structures that are on these islands, like foreign structures to me. And some of them I would describe as like gigantic, like one small, like there are a bunch of small islands. So one had gigantic swings, is the only way I can think of what it may have been. And others are like maybe playgrounds of some sort, or I don't want to say amusement park stuff, but it's just some kind of playful areas, but it's giant stuff. So maybe giants live there. I don't know. I don't see anybody on these islands. So one island was, though, made of all water, and it was full of these dolphin-like creatures, huge, gigantic dolphin-like creatures. And the water was crystal clear. And I thought, as I'm flying over, I'm like, okay, I need to use my intention to turn around and fly toward the water, because I wanted to go check it out. And I'm using intention, and I'm kind of struggling a little bit to fly, to turn around, stop and fly and turn around. I'm using my intention again very strongly. And then I turn around and I fly toward toward the water, toward the dolphin-like creatures. And I get up pretty close. As I'm flying close, I'm thinking, I'm going to dive right into the water. I want to see if I can breathe underwater. I'm assuming I can breathe underwater. But one of these huge dolphins sort of jumped up, and it made me hesitate, and maybe I don't want to go in the water. So then I kind of backed away from there. And as I said, the place looked pretty much empty as far as with people. I mean, there were were structures, there were the dolphin creatures, trees, grass, what you would expect on islands, except for all these different unusual play structures. And I was thinking to myself, maybe this is sort of an individual thought reality, or maybe it's like a consensus reality that was abandoned. I've heard of that happening before. People can create things in the astral or in the afterlife. Actually, maybe they can in the astral too, and they leave them behind, but definitely in the afterlife, from what I hear. And it just seemed like this abandoned area. It was quite beautiful. So at this point, I began losing my focus, and I found myself back in body. And then I still felt that swaying motion when I went back to body, and it's swaying. And then what was really unusual this time, which was, I just keep trying to pay attention to my sensations, and when I'm in that altered state in my body, just become more familiar with it, so it doesn't startle me when I do experience it before going out of body or coming back. And it was really weird. I felt these pulsations in my hand, like someone was pushing on my hand randomly. And I'm thinking that that was probably the chakra points that were being activated. I have felt that before. It just reminded me when I was feeling it, I'm like, oh, I have felt this in different chakra areas in my body. It's sort of pushing or pulsating or massaging. And it's like this rhythmic pulsating or massaging thing. And I'm thinking, I bet you that's the chakras of the energy system, It's kind of cool to just experience that, really. So, so that's kind of the extent of my experience. There is no way I can describe to you the beauty and the wonder of these floating islands in the sky. I wish I could. I mean, I even try to find artwork and stuff that would represent it, and I can't find anything online that even comes close. So it's so freeing and liberating and wondrous when we have these out-of-body experiences and get to see with clarity, and it's so vivid and beautiful. It's just amazing when we can have these experiences. So I encourage you to not give up on your practices and your out-of-body explorations. And I'd love to hear about yours if you want to share them in the comments. And I guess I'll sign off. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about that because I was so excited. And again, most of these videos are interviews of other people who have had really amazing experiences. And they're just like everyday people like me and like you. And if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe to the channel. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and hope you're having a great day today or evening, wherever you are on the planet or off the planet. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.